Good morning students. How are you? Hope you all are fine. Are you ready to study chemistry? Yes, let's begin. Look at this picture and observe it carefully and discuss in your groups and write your inference in your activity card about this picture. Okay, this picture shows the changes happen around us every day. All these changes are the same. What do you observe? Yes, no, the changes are not the same. There are different types of changes occur in our nature. Okay. Then today we are going to study a new chapter in chemistry that's known as chemical changes. Students, earlier we observed a picture and that shows the changes in our everyday life. Now you have to classify the elements in the pictures into physical changes and chemical changes. Now look at the board. There is a differentiation between the physical change and chemical change. You have to write down these elements into the physical change and the chemical change column. Okay. Let's discuss what are the items given in the picture. Water burns into water vapor, explosion of crackers, burning of wood, melting of wax, rusting of iron, etc. You have to classify it into physical change and chemical change. Okay, let's wait for a minute and discuss in the group. No, okay. Now we have to move on to the answer section. Please anybody say one object for the physical change. Can anyone say an example for physical change from that picture? Yes, very good. Water changes to water vapor. Okay, then what are the other examples for the physical change? Yes, very good. Cutting of wood. Very good. Okay, another one. Rusting of iron. No, it's not the condition of physical change. It comes under the category of chemical change. Why rusting of iron comes into the chemical change? Yes, we discuss in this class. Okay, next. Melting of wax. Very good. That is physical change. Now, rest of two, what are they? Burning of wood and explosion of crackers. In which category they come? In the chemical change category. Explosion of crackers. Then one more, burning of wood. Right. Very good, students. Okay, all of you written in your notebooks. Okay, now we have to understand or we have to define what is physical change and what is chemical change. For that, you have to observe a video. I will provide it in this slide. You have to see that and observe it carefully and write your inference. Okay, let's discuss then what's physical change and chemical side.
Okay, so what we've got here is a beaker of water. I'm going to drop some pure unadulterated sodium metal on it. Sodium metal does not exist in nature. Of course, it's an alkali metal. It's one of their most reactive metals because electrons are held so loosely, they're easily lost. And because sodium is unstable, it's one electron away from becoming as stable as neon, the reaction is going to be very exothermic. Heat's going to be given off in the process. Now, clearly, if you understand what's happening here, is that water is polar. It's got that oxygen holding on to two H's. And it pulls in those electrons in very close. So close that those H's have really no electrons, almost no electrons. So they are positive dangling at the end of the water molecule, and sodium so wants to give it electrons, so they pass them around to make the hydrogen gas and heat. When you have heat and gas, it expands to make an explosion. So without further frost, let's drop some sodium in here and see what happens. At some point, we're going to explode. There it is. Okay. Sometimes you get a big one or not. Now, that, of course, is rubidium or cesium. Everything would have been shattered, and I've been wearing some of the beaker, blasted against that. So you saw the phenolphthalein goes pink because of the sodium making hydroxide ions, as we'll learn in another unit, but there it is in all of its glory.
Yes, students, you have watched the video and observe it very carefully. Now, you have to answer the questions given in the activity card. Okay, there are 4 questions given in the activity card related to that video. What are they? I will read out the questions. What are the reactants involved in this reaction? And the second question is, which gas is formed here? And the third question is, what are the products formed or we get it from this reaction? And the final question is, which substance medicated by this indicator shows a color change in the beaker where the sodium is added? Okay, write your answers in the activity card. Okay, we discuss it. And first question, what is the answer for the first question? What are the reactants involved in this reaction? Sodium and water. Very good. Which gas is formed here? Any clue? From water and sodium, which gas is formed here? Any guess? Yes, very good. Hydrogen is formed here. And the third question is, what are the products obtained from here? Which are the product that seen in the video? What are they? H2 gas and NaOH or sodium hydroxide. And in which beaker, what are the color change we can observe from it? It is alkali formed by the reaction of sodium when water is added and it is gone to the sodium hydroxide. Okay. Okay students, now we are going to the application level activity or the final activity of today's class. You have to observe the slide and classify the statements into physical change and chemical change that we learned today.
Activity. First, written assignment. Classify the following into physical and chemical assignment. Changes. Heap up some potassium permanganate on a ice. Keep a piece of dry cotton wick on a top of it. Pour 1 or 2 drops of glycerin in the wick. Observe the changes. Write in your science diary.